Shalom, shalom, Israel. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom to all the men and women who are rehearsing the righteous acts day in and day out. Shalom to you. Before we get started, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who are preaching and teaching this truth with humility and sincerity across the four corners of the world to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indigenous of the America. In case you didn't know, Yahweh is the true ancient name who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh, meaning He is, He exists. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son who the world ignorantly calls JC, Yahweh Shai. And the ancient Hebrew is He saves, He delivers. Bahasham is coming in the name, and Rahakwadash is the Holy Spirit. Okay, so today I don't have, as of yet, the name of this video, but I do have a topic. It has to do with the Israelites, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indigenous of the America. How you need the real power in your life, and how that power is going to be the only one. How Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will be the only one to be able to deliver you, to bring you into salvation. Because all along you've been worshiping false idols. As more and more days go by, people are realizing and noticing their false idols that JC name and them other false religions haven't done nothing for the nation of Yasharallah, the true ancient Hebrew name for Israel, Yasharallah, meaning He, Yah, Shar meaning prince, and Allah meaning power. He is the Prince of Power. Okay, that name was given by Yahweh Himself to the nation, right? To Jacob. Okay, so this topic will be about us still lost, not having our true biblical identity, not having our true power, our true God, right? Not even having the true name. Okay, let's get started here in 1 Kings 11, Salakia, 1 Kings 18 and 24. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And the God that answereth by fire, let him be Yahweh. And all the people answered and said, it is well spoken. Okay? In case you haven't read 1 Kings, this is speaking with Elijah, the prophet here, having to deal with other fake prophets of the time. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it has to do with Elijah and dealing with these false prophets out there. And I think it's right here, 18:19. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. Okay, so Baal is obviously a false idol, right? He's an idol. He's a false god. And the prophets of Baal 450, right? So you had all these false prophets at that time that Elijah was dealing with, going against. So that's when he came and said, and call ye on the name of your gods. And now we'll call on the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And the God that answereth by fire, let him be the Almighty. Right? And all the people answered and said, it is well spoken. right? So there was a bunch of people gathered around and said, hey, let's do this. Let's run this, right? So, going to prove even more the faith that Elijah and how Yahweh Hashem Yahushua was dealing with Elijah, right? And how these people were worshiping their false idols just like they are today, okay? And especially you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indigenous of the America, um, worshiping these idols. And what have they done for you so far? Because as far as I know, nothing. Okay, and I'm not even talking about carnal things, because our nation of people, those groups I just mentioned, are completely destroyed. They're bugged out, right? So it's crazy how our people are still worshiping idols, worshiping other gods. And the day is coming real soon where you're going to be in a situation where your ass is going to be just like this story I'm about to read here, like the people that worship Baal, screaming, crying for help to a fake God. All right, let's continue reading here. 1 Kings 18:25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. Okay, so Elijah told these prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, right? You call on all your JCs, your Allahs, your Buddha. You call on all them gods, right? That's what Elijah said, right? But put no fire under, right? And the word bullock there, let's get a definition for that.
Bullock.
Salakia for that. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me one. Salakia, give me 1 second, man. All right, Salakia for that. Let's just go here to the word, the Strong's alliteration here. Bullock means
Strong's H 6499. Pair. Second entry. Par.
okay. So just pretty much it's just a young bull, right? A bullock, a young bull to sacrifice. Okay, let's continue reading here. 1 Kings 18:26. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. Okay, so it's these false prophets there, right? Calling on, their god, Baal, right? From morning even until noon, right? Saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, right? Nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. Let's continue reading here. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud, for he is God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awake. Right? And there you have it. Elijah, the prophet right here, mocked them, right? And said, cry louder. You know, just ridiculing them, for being fools, just making them look ridiculous, right? He was talking that smack. He's either talking or pursuing, or he's on a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, right? Or he's probably sleeping, is what Elijah said. And that's how a lot of the brothers, right? The hopeful elect, all the sincere men who are preaching and teaching this truth, this 100% gospel every day, right? On the highways and byways, doing videos, meeting people on an everyday basis, bringing this 100% truth. They're going to be like Elijah, same spirit right there, right? Because all these people that are mocking right now, guess what's going to happen? That's going to be returned into you in your worst day of your life. You're going to have the real men of the Lord, just like Elijah, mocking you, saying, why don't you cry to JC? Don't come bother me. Why don't you go keep crying to those fake idols? Okay? Same way, right? Because you were the first, you were the same rebellious ass, 2/3 stiff neck ass people from the nation of Yasharala, right? That was hearing this 100% truth, but you mocked the men of the Lord, right? You laughed, you gave them a hard time. Some went even far and beyond just mocking, right? Some of you were straight demons and tried to kill the prophets, just like in the past. This ain't nothing new. In times past, you have tried to destroy all the prophets, right? And that's a good fraction of our people, man. They're demons, right? They hate Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they just got demons in them, man. And there's no saving them, okay? Let's continue reading here. 1 Kings 18:28. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets till the blood gushed out of them, right? Look how demonic these damn idol worshippers were, man. They kept crying even louder, man, to the point where they would just started cutting themselves, man, using themselves as a carnal satanic ritual, man. They cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets till the blood gushed out of them, right? And it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor any to answer, nor any that regarded, right? So these fools did all that, bro, screaming and crying. They even sliced themselves like some damn fools, blood just gushing out everywhere, looking like some damn demons for real, and that's probably what you're going to see, that very same vision. You could picture that in your head right now. All these people when turmoil hits right here, and it's already been hitting. That's why you see a lot of these, in particular, these women, the emotional headless beast. That's what I call them, because they're headless, because they don't have no guidance. And their head, like in the book of Corinthians, it says it's supposed to be a righteous man. Okay? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous women of the nation of Yasharala are a bunch of headless wild beasts, with no men. They're going out on the social media just crying every day, pouring their damn soul out to a bunch of strangers and asking for money. You know what I mean? That's just the beginning stages, man. Wait till they start really feeling it, What do you think they're going to be doing? I can't even imagine the most outlandish shit, And that's what they are, man. It's just an emotional, headless creature, man. You know, we're not headless, right? The true men of the Lord, or the hopeful elect, we put our heads to the side. We put ourselves to the side. We pushed ourselves out the way and let Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai be our head, be our leader, be our guidance in the time of turmoil, right? And the man who doesn't and the women who doesn't is going to feel the wrath of the Lord, the wrath of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Okay? Let's continue reading here. And Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. All right. And Elijah took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob. Okay. Elijah took symbolically 12 stones, because in case you didn't know, that consists of the nation of Yasharallah, right? It's not just the tribe of Judah, right? Or Levi. It's not two tribes. Okay, there's 12 tribes in total that make up the whole nation of Israel, right? And those are the 12 sons, as it's written here in 1 Kings 18:31. And Elijah took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, right? Jacob has 12 sons, remember? And also Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gave him his name, which was Yasharallah, okay? Who the world ignorantly calls Israel, okay? Unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Yasharallah shall be thy name. All right. That is going to be thy name. And that's what makes the nation of Israel, the 12 sons, right? That's where the lineage goes back to, right? Because Jacob was the chosen seed, right? The chosen nation. Out of Jacob was made the nation of Israel, okay? No one else, right? And we could find that. I think I got it here. Yeah, Romans 9:7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Okay, because we know Isaac begot Jacob, right? Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob, right? That's what the word seed there means, right? In Isaac shall thy seed be called. Okay. And let's go here to Zechariah 10:9. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, right? And the word sow there means to scatter. And I will scatter them among the people, right? And that was the punishment that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai did to the nation of Yasharallah, right? To the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indigenous of the America. And we do have the speckled bird, right? That we speak about all the time, that remnant that was scattered as well, right? But we do know through prophecy that the good portion of the hopeful elect will be here in Babylon the Great, okay? Here in the Americas is the majority of Israelites here, right? And I will sow them among the people, scatter them among the people, right? And you can find that as well in the book of all the way. Let's go there real quick. Yeah, Deuteronomy 28:64, where it speaks about scattering to the four corners of the world, right? 64, Salakia 28:64. There we go, right there. This is the Deuteronomy curses right here, okay? Deuteronomy 28, right? And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, right? Just like they're doing right now with that JC name and these other, who knows what other crazy idols they have, right? Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, right? So that's what I have to ask you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indigenous. Yeah, I would love to see and explain to me the ease you feel right now, okay? And this is just the beginning. Especially you women are a major prophecy in the making right now. It's actually manifesting it even more. I mean, they're declaring it every day on social media, how these women are completely bugged out, freaking out, don't know what to do. There was a Eve lady the other today. I was seeing from one of the videos of the elders put up, where they were talking about how stressed they are. How many women have lost their jobs, and a lot of women's living in their cars and parks and big in the and parking lots of stores and etc. etc. You know what I mean? Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, right? But the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Okay, and that's exactly describing how our people are feeling right now. The whole world is feeling like that now, but even more Jacob, right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indigenous right here in Babylon the Great. Okay, starting with the women. This emotional headless creature out here just getting on the social media every day, crying and complaining about everything. How men are not seeking them. These women are bugged out. They don't know what to do, man. They are really losing their shit, because, a good portion of men have, just tired of the shit and have been more logical about things. Naturally, a man is always more logical, right? That's why he's the head. And even more, the men of the elect, right? The men that put themselves to the side and put Yahweh Hashem Yahushua as their guide, especially the hopeful elect, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. Those men right now are, have everybody bugged out, man, puzzled. Like, these guys are not catering to women anymore. They could care less if they had a woman. They don't care about women. They don't love women. They're just completely in a bugged out mode, man. That lets you know how vulnerable they are, man. That just by looking at a good portion of men being truly true, acting like true men, the way Yahweh Hashem Yahushua designed it, and standing behind every word that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua stands for, is bugging them the hell out, man. They don't know what to do, man. They are completely confounded, man. They are confused. They don't know what the hell is going on. They are really bugging out, man. They are just lost for words, man, because they are carnal, headless creatures, man. And they don't know how to even begin to approach the true men of the Lord, man. They just are going crazy, man, begging for help from any other men or from other nations or any people, period, because the men of the Lord has just had enough, man. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua released the Spirit, on these men, to be the trumpets, to set the stage, get everything ready for his coming, okay? And that's why you see, all the Israelites just completely confounded, man, because they are rebellious, stiff-necked ass people, man. They literally got to feel it to believe it, man. Okay? They ain't got the gift. They ain't got the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. Okay? Let's go here to Baruch, get a precept here. Baruch, and that's chapter 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, right? And that's a lot of the true Hebrew Israelites right now. In the last 45 to 50 years, the real men of the Lord have been, remembering themselves, right? Call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for that, right? He's released that spirit on us, right? Okay? And shall know that I am the Lord their Yahweh, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, right? But only the elect have ears to hear, right? Because the rebellious, the stiff-necked ass people, they have no ears to hear, right? And they have no hearts, because they're not born again in the spirit. And they're still calling on false idols, right? And it's just about to hit the fan, get worse and worse and worse. And just like we read earlier with these fake prophets and their fake idols and gods, just like the God of that fake God, that idol, and then prophets, doing the most outlandish, stupid shit, didn't answer them, right? And just like that, you're going to have all these people here losing their goddamn mind, just like they're doing now. And we haven't even, crazy thing is, we're just scratching the surface right now. Okay? It's about to get even worse, and they're losing their shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Getting on social media. That's like the new therapist nowadays for people. You know what I mean? Just talking crazy shit, man, to the world, man, and expecting some sympathy. Some people might be, scammers too, wanting the sympathy, maybe some money. Ain't no telling, man. That's the wicked world that we're living in right now, You don't know what the hell is true and what's not, right? That's why you have to have this holy scripture, man, to be able to discern people in the spirit, man. Have the spirit lead you, right? Because there's some really crazy, troubling times, man. And it's about to get worse, real bad, especially for the nation of Yasharallah, as it was written. Let's continue reading here. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, right? And think upon my name, right? The true name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, right? Not all these fake ass idols that you've been given to, have you under that spiritual bondage, have you under the spiritual chains, right? Calling out on a fake idol, man, giving you these fake doctrines of prosperity and vain shit of the world. Those are all spiritual chains they put on our people, man. And a lot of our stiff-neck ass people bit into that damn shit, into that lie, Let's continue reading here. And return, let's go to number 33, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? But a good portion of our people are not going to return. 2/3 of our people are going to be completely annihilated and destroyed, right? And they're going to be crying and screaming and to that fake ass name on that fake ass idol, till death, man. And some of them might just give up completely, even on their own fake ass God. You know what I mean? And they're just gonna either off themselves or just go straight 100% bugged out mode, man. Ain't no telling what these damn demons are gonna do in a time like that. Look how they're acting now. Look at the headless, these headless women out here, man. Headless women out here just completely bugged out, man. It's crazy, man. Let's continue reading here. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers. Here we go again. This is the fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Right? And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers. Right? That was the promise that was given unto our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it, right? And I will increase them. You know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is already increasing the hopeful elect, right? It's only the hopeful elect, right? He's increased us with that, knowledge and understanding, the true wisdom and understanding of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, right? Which is in the book of Proverbs. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and understanding, right? And that has increased, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Yasharallah out of the land that I have given them. Right? That was the promise that was given to our nation, right? But again, only 2/3, Salakia, only 1/3 of our people will make it. 2/3 of the nation of Israelites will be condemned and sent to the fire, man. They're going to be completely obliterated by these nuclear warheads that are coming, these ICBM missiles that are coming here to Babylon the Great. All right, and ain't nothing your daddy, your mom, ain't nothing no army could do to stop that, man. And ain't gonna be nowhere to hide. Ain't gonna be nowhere to run to. Okay? You're gonna be just like them damn fools we read earlier here, calling out on damn fake idols, man. Right? To the point where screaming out the top of your lungs, and you're gonna have a brother just like Elijah, mocking you, laughing in those days, man, because you were giving them hell all this time. They were trying to save you. All this time they were trying to help you, give you an opportunity to know the true name, give you an opportunity to potentially be saved, because at the end of the day, we can't save nobody. Only Yahweh Hashem Yahushua could do that, right? He chooses who he wants. All right. Many are called, but few are chosen. Okay. Only a few are chosen. All right. So the same way, Elijah was over there mocking those damn prophets and the people. That's how the men of the Lord, with their 100% faith that they have and have endured all this time, they're going to be laughing and mocking you this time. In the worst scenario ever, man. And then you're going to know. Then you're going to fear, and it'll be too late then. You're going to realize what the complete asshole you've been, right? And you're going to see how it feels. Okay? They're going to be laughing at you in your worst misery, man. Especially you ones that were going against the true men of the Lord, man. Right? Those of you that have been marked by the apostles and elders and all the prophets of the Lord, man. You've been marked for being a rebellious, stiff-necked ass demon going against your own brethren, man. Even worse, man. Right? You damn heathens are going to feel the wrath of indignation of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Right? And you're going to be that day screaming out loud to whatever bullshit you believe, and ain't nobody going to answer you for shit. And you then, when you finally completely give up, you're going to try, and you're going to remember about the true men of the Lord, and they're going to turn their back on you, man. They're going to turn their back on you. Okay? Because that's when famine of the word will be, and you will have no way to find these brothers ever again, man. And you're going to be completely lost in the forest, man. Just completely by yourself. Don't know what to do. You're going to be wishing you saw a brother, and you will not find him, man. And if you did, and you was a scoffer, man, it's too late. It's too late for you then, man. Only Yahweh Hashem Yahushua at that point will make that decision. But other than that, man, it'll be too late for 2/3 of the nation of Yasharala. They're going to be completely melted away along with the rest of these damn heathens of these nations, man. And salvation will only be for the chosen, the hopeful elect. Period, man. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but it's the truth, man. Let's go here to 2nd Esdras 16:72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Right? Let's continue. Let's start at 71. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right? This is what's going to happen to the true believers as well. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So the whole world will have this test, right? Including the nation of Israelites, the true worshipers of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide. Right? And that's the true men, right? The hopeful elect that put their lives to the side for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and made Yahushai their head, right? Therefore being their guide, right? And the rest of the world out there headless, some with false demons in their mind and all this other fake worshiping of the world, those people will be completely destroyed, man. And they're going to be crying and screaming no matter how loud you scream, how much money you save, how many guns you keep. Death and destruction is coming to you directly, man. ICBM missiles are coming to this whole world. And there's nowhere you're going to run, Salakia, or hide to, you know? All right. Let's continue reading here. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Okay, let's continue reading here. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. It's going to be casted into the fire. How's that going to happen? With ICBM missiles coming here to Babylon the Great. Okay? In case you didn't know, in the spirit here in America is Babylon the Great. It's Sodom and Egypt. Right? The house of bondage being Egypt, and Babylon the Great, the scarlet whore in the book of Revelations. Okay? So, with that being said, before I go, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who are preaching and teaching this truth with humility and sincerity across the four corners of the world, to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indigenous of the America and the speckled bird that are amongst those other nations that look like those from those other nations, but their lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as well. Shalom.